What happened? Where did all the men go?
Oh, welcome to another video. Hopefully, the audio actually captures this one. I recorded this entire video, went to edit it, and realized there was no audio. So, fingers crossed, the audio actually works on this one. So, quick update before we jump into it. I'm about 10 days shy of getting this thing off my neck. Going to the doctor here in a couple Mondays, and with any luck, everything is healed properly and is where it's supposed to be, and I can get out of this and start working on the physical therapy portion of the recovery. So far, so good. Haven't had a whole lot of pain, just some muscle soreness here and there, which has thankfully been a relief. So thank you for all those who sent support and well wishes. It was much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and turn on notifications because it really helps with the channel. Before we jump into today's article, I'm going to give a disclaimer. I don't know this chick. I'd never heard of her. I ran into this article, and I thought it was, one, funny, and also apropos given the video I did a couple weeks ago on Myron Gaines. I did do a little digging just to kind of see what the background was, and I'm going to give kind of my armchair psychoanalysis before we jump into the actual article. From what I was able to find out, she seems to have more red flags than a Chinese National Day parade. It doesn't really matter all that much for the guys that are trying to get with her, but from what I was able to find out, she's in her mid-30s somewhere, and she spent the last 15 years or so going in and out of relationships. I wasn't able to find out if her degree is in psychiatry or psychology, but either way, it seems that she's attracted to project guys. That is, guys that have major mental issues, and she wants to fix them. What ends up happening is either she gets frustrated because she can't fix them, and the relationship falls apart, or she fixes them and gets bored and the relationship falls apart. But now that she's in her mid-30s, she's tired of that cycle and is looking for a stable guy that has his stuff together. She's finding that the guys her age who are actually worth dating, they actually have their stuff together, aren't interested in her. They're actually dating 10, 15 years younger. The clip she's posting, I'm actually wondering if she actually is taking the dating app seriously in terms of finding dates, because she seems to enjoy the attention she's getting from her primarily female audience more than actually finding dates. But we're going to take a look at what some of her clips are and how the guys could have improved their game. So, obviously they aren't going to be watching this, but if you're watching this, hopefully you don't make the same mistakes they're making and you have better luck going down them. All right, so this was on Newsweek, came across my feed, and like I said, it was very apropos. It's a viral therapist shows men's audacity on dating apps, including a request to be submissive. TikToker and therapist Katie Lacie has gained a cult following on the platform, all thanks to her juicy, funny, and sometimes horrifying tales from the world of online app-based dating. Self-described as a therapist using humor as a defense mechanism and the CEO of dating app Clapbacks. This is why I think that she's not actually using the apps to find a date. Lacie sparked recent media attention with one of her videos in which a man reportedly told her she would be perfect if she lost weight. It went viral. According to Lacie's account, the man said to her, "You would be perfect if you lost like 7 pounds. You're very pretty." He allegedly added he was a personal trainer. If in your first few interactions with somebody, especially via text where you actually haven't met them in person, you're giving them backhanded compliments in order to peacock your credentials, you're doing it wrong. It comes off artificial, even though you're trying to not sound artificial. And backhanded compliments are kind of like kryptonite. Any chance you had of closing the deal, die when you use them. And this doesn't just go for any interactions with women. You can flip the script. If she was, gave you a backhanded compliment saying, wow, you'd be perfect if you were 6 inches taller. Or imagine you guys get in bed for the first time and she goes, wow, your body's amazing. If only your Johnson was 3 inches longer. Those kind of things are going to emasculate you very quickly. And if you weren't having a problem getting it up before, you're definitely going to have a problem when she insults your Johnson when it's, popping out at her. That aside, the reason this guy's using it is pretty simple. He wants to flash his credentials as a personal trainer. For whatever reason, he thinks that having those credentials is impressive. There's a saying in the film industry that you want to show the audience, you don't want to tell them. The same goes with game. That's going to come up again later, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Just keep that in mind, that you want to show, not tell. Instead of the insult and the backhanded compliment, this guy should have opened with something kind of like the following. And I'm going to preface this by saying, in one of her TikTok videos when I was, I think it might have been Instagram, but in one of them, she mentioned that her profile is, there's nothing in it, just pictures. Again, another reason why I think she's not actually using the apps for anything more than her TikTok fodder. But since she says her profile is empty, he could have started with, hey, you look cute, but your profile is empty. So if you were able to have dinner with anybody alive or dead throughout history, who would it be and why? Alternatively, he could have shown his interest in fitness, given her kind of a compliment, and at the same time, not come off as socially awkward by saying something along the lines of, hey, you look like you're in pretty good shape. Would you like to go for a run on the beach with me this weekend? The second option is a bit more direct, but again, it shows an indication that he enjoys fitness indirectly and is flattering her while pushing the interaction towards a date, which is what your end goal is. The first option is a not too cliche question that gets her talking and gets her thinking about something just to kind of get to a conversation. The idea being that eventually you could, close the conversation with, okay, well, since this person is not available, how about dinner with me on Friday night at 8? Again, driving the interaction towards a date. A side note here, I have a friend that I hung out with a lot about 15 years ago when we were both single, and he used to use a similar question to get numbers when we went out to clubs. He'd walk up to him and say, if you had to choose between having multiple orgasms every time you had bedroom fun or being able to pee standing up, which would you choose? The key was to be able to deliver this line confidently and get her talking, and also get her thinking about the possibility of bedroom fun with you. So you could take that. That's kind of where the second approach is coming in. You could also ask a question similar to that via text and get her thinking that way as well. It's more effective in person than it is over text because the personal interaction, she's going to remember what you smelled like, what you looked like. When she's looking at the text, she's not going to remember any of that. So use it at your own discretion. Continue with the article. Okay, phew, she reported in a sarcastic response. I was offended until I knew you had the credentials to body shame me. He followed up with another scathing retort. You would be perfect if you were a different person, she reportedly told him. Well, that post went viral with over 2 million views, most of them female. Lacie's page is filled with more of her hilarious dispatches from the front lines of online dating, each interaction more shocking than the last. In her clips, Lacie typically relays conversations by typing them out on screen in her text and videos, and then uses the dictation feature to create a voiceover. Occasionally, the more extreme cases, she'll provide a follow-up clip featuring a screenshot of the actual messages as evidence for her more skeptical viewers. I will note, when I was looking at some of those, she doesn't show the entire interaction. She only shows the portion where the guy says something stupid and she claps back. So what I think is happening is she is doing some sort of soft rejection, like, hey, you look cute, but, I don't know. Something along those lines. They lash out, saying something stupid, and then she has some sort of quick-worded reply ready to go. Speculation on my part, but that's where it looks like it's going. In one video, for example, Lacie recounts a conversation in which one man asks her, you seem like a cool girl, but would you be willing to cover up your tattoos if I introduce you to my friends and family? When she replied, no, he reportedly said, I can tell you're not a trashy girl, but I wouldn't want you to appear that way to them. Her reply, I'll cover my tattoos if you cover your audacity. There are a lot of problems with this guy's message. First, if you haven't gone on a single date, why the hell are you even considering what it would be like to introduce you to your friends and family. A guy who is casually dating, which is what this guy should be doing, he should be seeing multiple women, is not going to introduce any of his dates to his friends and family. It would be a complete waste of their time. There's no reason to. His message indicates that he's not doing what he should be doing in terms of dating. To borrow Rolo's term, he's spinning plates. He should be dating more than one woman until one of them brings up the define the relationship talk, in which case he can decide whether or not to continue seeing her exclusively or to move on. Seems like he is trying to jump straight from I don't know you to we're exclusive on the path to marriage and skipping everything in between, which is not how you want to run. Additionally, if you're concerned about visible tattoos on a girl, why are you matching with a girl who has obvious visible tattoos in her profile pics? Like, she can't hide them. They're all like on her shoulder. She's got ones on her legs. Like, she's got visible tattoos. If you aren't interested in somebody that has visible tattoos, why would you match with them? That makes absolutely no sense. Going back to the article, the sheer quantity of outrageous content on Lacie's page feels endless. According to other videos, she has reportedly been told by men on dating apps to lose the black nail polish because it's not feminine, that it's a red flag that she hasn't found a man yet, and girls who work in the mental health industry are crazy. Recently, Lacie has also begun accepting screenshots from viewers that feature their own dating app horror stories and featuring them in videos too. In one conversation sent by one of her viewers, a man told her he only deals with cooperative and submissive women. He reportedly added, "My value is higher than yours as I get older. I get more handsome and make more money while your eggs dry up and you age like spoiled milk." This kind of line sounds very familiar. Point to the cue card up above. But this is the problem I have with giving the rational male or the unplugged alpha to guys who are not ready to deal with it.
We have a rule. We never free a mind once it's reached a certain age. It's dangerous. The mind has trouble letting go. I've seen it before, and I'm sorry.
Giving these guys the knowledge of how the world works is a bit like handing a loaded Uzi to a 5-year-old. Just like Myron Games with Anna Quinn a few weeks ago, this guy has not only reverted to overt communication, but he's spouting facts about the sexual marketplace as if they're going to turn her on. The show don't tell mantra that I mentioned earlier holds here. You don't tell a girl you want her to submit. She does so because she views you as the leader she wants to follow. You don't tell a woman that your sexual market value is higher, you let her see it. You have to realize that in the sexual marketplace, you are the product. She is the customer. You have to learn the art of covert communication so that she wants to buy the product, buy you. Telling her, you should buy me because I'm better than you, is a bit like a car salesman telling you, you should buy this car because you're not going to find a better deal. He may be right, but him telling you that overtly is going to turn you off. You're going to instantly dismiss it, go buy the car from somebody else, and maybe not get the better deal, but you were so turned off by the other guy, you're not going to listen to him. The same goes here. You don't insult a woman, assert your value, and expect that she's going to want to rock your world. It's not how things work. That's not how seduction works. Sadly, I can't really offer much in terms of how to improve his game, because it sounds like this guy has a whole bunch of problems more than just game. This is just a hunch, but I suspect he probably read the introductory material, like Rational Male, Unplugged Alpha, etc., and maybe even watched a few YouTube videos, obviously the wrong channels, but has no desire or patience to put in the work to develop his fitness, his finances, and build the world that a woman would want to join. As I can't suggest an alternative approach because he likely has too many other things that he needs to fix before he tries dating. So my recommendation for him would be to get off the dating apps. Stop trying to date and focus on improving himself. Work on his nutrition, work on his fitness, get his finances in order, pick up some hobbies to make him interesting, make some new male friends, and build a tribe of other guys who have their stuff together. Not just lazy bums that are sitting around playing, World of Warcraft and drinking all day. And once you are a complete man yourself, then you can look into allowing a woman to enter your frame. If you're not a complete man, a woman who enters it is likely only going to stay there temporarily and might end up with walking away with half your stuff and a check for the next 18 to 20 years. Newsweek has not been able to independently verify the claims made in Lacie's videos, but regardless, viewers appear to connect with her content as evidenced by the hundreds of supportive comments in each of her videos. Again, note that almost all of the comments, especially all the positive comments, are coming from women. There are not a whole lot of men who are watching her TikTok videos, despite the fact that she's getting millions of views. She's getting millions of views from women. So she is enjoying all of the "you go girl" energy that she's getting, and more power to her. She's probably making more money on TikTok through the viral nature of her videos than she's making as a therapist, as a social worker for the state. But continuing, I believe every one of them, wrote one commenter, I get crazy messages too. This account keeps me in line when I begin to reconsider my dating app ban, wrote another. Others simply express their support for Lacie in the face of unpleasant messages she reportedly receives. I love how savage you get and how much you stand up for yourself, wrote one viewer. Commented another, sometimes the trash takes itself out. Dodged a bullet. If you watch some of her clips, you obviously see that she hasn't dodged a bullet. She's run smack dab into several bullets, and she openly admits it. But, moving on. Meanwhile, Lacie wants to use her platform to create a supportive environment for women as they navigate dating their own lives. Dating in 2021 is not easy, especially with all of the online options we have these days. People don't take the time to get to know a person anymore. They get bored and keep swiping. She explained in a statement to Newsweek, I mainly want women to know they're not alone and we don't have to tolerate this type of mistreatment from men. I'm hoping my videos through sarcasm and comedic responses will help empower women. So while the focus of this video is on helping guys improve their game, I do find this last paragraph both sad and ironic. She's saying that people get bored and keep swiping. The guys she's running into likely don't get many matches, or at least not many matches that will respond to their messages. Granted, I don't have any first-hand experience with this because last time I was in the dating market, these apps, weren't a thing. We still had things like Match.com, eHarmony, and Yahoo Dating. But the second-hand experiences, this is pretty consistent. An average-looking woman will get hundreds, if not thousands, of matches. A good-looking guy will get matched with 10% of the girls he swiped right, or is it left? Whichever direction is the I want you direction. 10% will swipe back the same way. And of those, he might get 10% of those, maybe 20% of those who will actually respond to a message he sends. So he might end up with 1 or 2 dates out of 100 messages or 100 swipes. Back when I tried online dating back in the mid-2000s, it was pretty consistent. We didn't have the swiping, obviously, but you would message 10 girls and you might get 1 or 2 responses. The point here is, it's not the guys that are getting bored. They're not the ones that have the options. She is literally complaining that she is getting bored because she has too many options. And she's hoping to empower the group on these apps that already has the power. So like I said earlier, I think what she's really doing is she has smacked into the wall because she's in her mid-30s and she realizes that she can't. So she's trying to get any attention she can, and so she'll even take it from women. So she's just getting a whole bunch of atta girl, you go girl, girl power comments, and is enjoying those dopamine hits when they come in. All right, so what are the key takeaways? I hope the biggest takeaway is once you have your other stuff together, spend time learning how to effectively communicate with women. You cannot just insult a woman, assert your worth on the sexual marketplace, and or spit out facts about the marketplace and expect to have women lining at your door. The second point is that guys should spend a lot less time watching rage content and more time learning game. Build your confidence, get in shape, and to borrow a phrase from Rich Cooper, making your dent in the universe. You have to put in the work before you can reap the rewards. So with that, I'm going to end it here. I hope you got something out of this, or at least were entertained by the article. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button and the red subscribe button down there. It's big, it's red, it's free. And I'll see you next time. Until then, keep improving.